In the beginning, there was nothing. And then, bang, AEL was born. Astro's Electronics Lab brings you entertaining, sometimes silly videos relating to electronics for your enjoyment. Follow along with his frustrations and antics and maybe learn something in the process.
Greetings, the Astro 30 here yet again, and welcome back to AEL. Now, if you're new to this channel, please consider going down below and subscribing if you haven't done so already. Thanks a lot. Now, I'm going to revisit a video I did last week, which actually I started about 2022, I believe it was, on this straightforward Class B 45 watt amplifier circuit. The original video has amassed at this point in time over 3,000 views and a few comments stating that they may be thinking that I'm analysing the circuit wrong, and I tend to actually agree because I studied this circuit last night for a good hour, and I don't know if I can zoom that in any further. Oh yes, I can. It looks weird in its configuration, but I'll explain my findings of my re-examination. I've also found where the original circuit came from, which is here. It's the same circuit. Now, first off, in the article over here, he says to reverse these transistors around. Well, he actually meant reverse the part numbers, because we look at this transistor Q8 here, it's a PNP, and Q9 is an NPN. So we look at the parts list. Q8 is marked as 2N3055 and Q9 is marked as MJ2955, which is incorrect because Q8 is the PNP, so he means reverse the part numbers around, not the transistors physically. Also, for some strange reason, I read the values of R11 and R12 as 7 ohms, quarter watt, which is also incorrect, because if we look down here, R11, R12, 47 ohm quarter watt resistor. Now, that would make more sense. It may look strange because of the way the output stage is configured, but if we look closer, it's not. If we take this transistor, this resistor, and this transistor, together with this transistor, this resistor, and this transistor, they're actually in C-clay pair, even though the rest of the circuit, like the input stage, is hanging off R11 and R12. But that's just basically to limit the current going to the input stage. But technically, this is a C-clay E, and this is a C-clay E. So this circuit would actually work. How well it works, I don't know. I'm basically saying here that I'm wrong. That the topology of this does actually make sense when you actually break it down and look at it a little bit more closer. So I'm wrong. I admit when I'm wrong. There is just one modification I would recommend doing. There's always one. Is to add in degeneration resistors in the collectors here. Say 0.22 to 0.47 ohm resistors, like 3 to 5 watt devices. Half an ohm basically. Just to help limit any thermal runaway conditions that may occur in the output stage. Just to keep the output stage within the safe operating area. That's the only modification I would suggest doing. However, what I am going to do is I've still got this up to the drivers built on the breadboard. All I have to do is split my supply rail lines off of where they're connected now, add in the 47 ohm resistors, and then tack the output stage in this configuration off of it and test that it actually works as an amplifier. I was also wrong saying this is Class AB because it's C-clay E pair. That means it is actually Class B. These output transistors are operating in Class B or at cutoff. At low current flow through Q6 and Q7, the output is going to come at this point. As the current flow through these two transistors increase, these two transistors begin to turn on. Therefore, the current's now going to come through here to the output instead of through here. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to just basically set the board back up on a power supply. I'm just going to use plus minus 18 volts for just testing purposes. It should be fine. And see if it works. Alright, so I've got the circuit back on the desk here, and I've got it hooked up without the output stage connected at this point. I just want to make sure that this circuitry is still functioning as an amplifier, because, well, the drivers are still connected to the output via the 10 ohm resistors. So it's going into the scope, unloaded, and I'll touch the input. Indeed it is. Okay, so we know that that's working as an amplifier. I haven't actually added the 47 ohm resistors yet. I will do in just a moment. So what I want to do is I want to connect up my oscillator to the input and ground just to see if we get a nice clean output signal. Still unloaded. Got to do these tests, preliminary tests, just to make sure, yeah, everything's still functioning. Okay, cool. Alright, I'll leave the oscillator about there. So I need to add in the 47 ohm resistors, and my power supply rails come into these points here. So I'd have to actually move them somewhere else and then bridge the 47 ohm resistors over back to these power rails so that they are in series with the power supply. Sort of like that. The 47 ohm resistors are now in series with the power supply lines here. The oscillator is still providing an input. And as we can see, we've still got an output. Alright, so now it's time to include an output stage. So I've got a couple of transistors here, a 2SA 1943 and a 2SC 5200, which I pulled off of the bridge tied load amplifier and replaced with some MJL 21193s and 94s. But these transistors still test okay. And I just wanted to see if these will actually even work. I mean, they appeared to before the BD139s shit themselves. So I'll solder up some degeneration resistors, 0.33 ohms, should do 2 watt devices for this test. It's only a low power test. And connect the base of each transistor to the collector circuits, or after the resistors basically. And the emitters then go into the supply rails directly. So let me get that all sorted out with some wires and stuff, and we'll come back. Output stage is wired in, and I will stress that this aluminium bar is not an adequate heatsink, but it's wired into the circuit with the degeneration resistors. I'm using 0.33 ohm at 2 watt at the moment. Should be fine for this sort of test. It's turned on, and we do have an output. It's still unloaded, but it seems to be working fine. So next step is to load it. Okay, it's connected to the 8 ohm dummy load, and it's currently turned off. So I'm going to turn it on whilst focusing in on this area because I don't trust these transistors as far as I can throw them. Turn it on. Well, that's unexpected. Yeah, that's not functioning at all well. Yeah, I didn't expect it to do that. Right, I think I fixed it. I've moved the position of the 47 ohm resistors. I've actually put them in the collector circuits of the drivers and taken them out of being in series with the supply rails to the input stage, and it now works. So I'm going to switch into times 10 now, and I'm going to ramp up the oscillator and see how these output transistors fare. Oh, it gets into clipping. Alright, we're at 9.18 volt RMS, drawing about 480 mA, and nothing seems to be smoking. Let's check these drivers aren't getting hot. No, there's no heat there. And the output stage is barely starting to warm up. 47 ohm resistors, not hot at all. So the circuit is still drawn a little incorrectly, but yeah, it is what it is. So I'm going to calculate what output power we're getting now, and at my supply rails, which have now dropped down to 16.9 volt, it's 10.4 watts into 8 ohms. Not bad. So yes, at the plus minus 33 volt rails, this amplifier will most definitely deliver 45 watts into 8 ohms. I can't see any reason why not. So I'll turn my oscillator down. Older current's good. Turn the thing off. Now I just reconfigured this for 4 ohms and see how well that fares. Turn it on. No unusual current draw. Ramp the oscillator up. Got a signal. Clipping. Take that off till clipping goes away. It's about there. 7.3. About 3 watts more. So not much of an improvement, but we've got to remember the supply rails that we're operating at. And it's currently dropped down to 16.2 plus minus volts, and we're drawing now more like 760 MA. And yeah, there's a bit of heat coming off of those transistors, but not a lot. Drivers are fine. Sobel is fine. 47 ohm resistors are fine. So the circuit does work, but not exactly how it's drawn. So we know it works into 4 ohms and 8 ohms just fine. And I'm just looking at the waveform here to see if we've got any unusual ringing or even crossover distortion, which we do not. So, and we're only operating at about probably 5 watts or something at the moment because I turned the oscillator down. So the circuit works, as I said, and it just means that you've got to modify the layout. I will redraw the schematic with the changed output stage, and we'll have a look at that, and then I'll just finish this off with a sound test into a speaker, and yeah, we'll leave this video here. So here's the redrawn schematic. That should be connected there. I just didn't draw a big enough dot or made it legible. There we go. As I said, it's now operating in C-Clay E compound pair, which is perfectly fine for an amplifier. I've moved the orientation of these 47 ohm resistors so they're actually going into the collector circuits of both the BD139 and 140, or MJE 350, 340, whichever ones you want to use. So that we're not providing current limiting into the rest of this circuit, because when these transistors start to produce current, it seems to be affecting the input circuitry here and causing it to clip as weird as it was. So just moving the orientation of the resistors fixed that problem. And this is perfectly valid. So as I say, it's operating in C-Clay compound pair now. We've got PNP up here, MPN, whichever output transistor of your choice, with OR33 degeneration resistors in the collectors. Now, if you're going to use the original transistors that are depicted in the circuit, which are 2N3055 and MJ2955, good luck finding genuine ones now, then I would strongly suggest adding these degeneration resistors in, because I've seen the new versions of those two transistors just blow up instantly in an amplifier that does not employ any degeneration, because they're not built the same way as they were in the 70s. So there's that. Other than that, the circuit hasn't changed, apart from my modification using 559s as the input stage instead of 560s. But everything else is the same. No other values have changed. Apart from this resistor here is 22k instead of 18. But it's neither here nor there. The circuit works, and it's still currently driving a load, and it's not even hot, so that's good. So now we're going to put it into a speaker with some sound and just see how the thing sounds. Right, speaker's hooked up, my phone's hooked up, ready to go with the YouTube audio library. I'm going to turn the supply on. Tiny little bit of a click there. Play a track. No, it's not.
Sleep at night, doing crazy
Okay, cool. It's working fine. Turn that off now, see if it makes a turn off transient. Yeah, a little bit of a pop there. So I wanted to retouch on this circuit just to thoroughly test it in the configuration I think it was supposed to be in, which was C-clay E compound pair, as it is drawn in the schematic online. Again, the schematic is still wrong. We're adding my only little modification of the degeneration resistors, and no, that will not affect our output results in the initial test before I move the 47 ohm resistors. It's just limiting the current too much to the input stage, and the input stage can no longer function. And that's where I'm going to leave this video here, because I think I've tested it thoroughly enough now to my own satisfaction, and probably everyone else's on the channel, apart from at the full supply voltage, of course. But as I said, I can't trust these transistors as far as I can throw them. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you're glad that I've revisited it. There'll be a link in the description to the original video. And as always, this is the Astro Theo saying thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please go down below, like, comment and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And this is the Astro Theo saying see ya, have a great day.